everyone, and welcome to What's Your M.E.S.S? Mental, Emotional, Social Status of Life. Today we have another special guest. Today we have Miss Deloris Williams. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience, Miss Deloris.
Great day, everyone. Thank you for inviting me. I am Deloris Williams, CEO of Divine Connections Magazine. It is a faith-based and inspirational magazine that comes out quarterly. We also do 2 events a year where we network and market together. We do interviews between 3 and 6 p.m. on a Wednesdays. And we also have our new app out, so you can go download that at Divine Connections Magazine.
Wow, sounds like you have a lot going on.
Yes.
And before we get into all of the different things that you have going on now, why don't you tell us a little bit about what was your mess that you have had to endure in life?
So in life, I look at it as keeping my peace. Whatever you do in life, the things that you do with your business, with family, with colleagues, always got to keep your peace, regardless of what's going on, because it will be tested. And that's for sure. So in everything that I do, I try to remember people come and go. They'll be there maybe temporarily or for the moment or when they need to be there, but always in your endeavors and whatever you do in life, keep your peace.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about what's been something that you may have experienced to where you've had to practice keeping your peace and it may have affected you mentally.
So sure. So dealing with life in general, when you're dealing with business, you kind of expect people to keep their word and do what they say they're gonna do, and in the timing they say they're gonna do it at. But it's not always. They don't always follow through. But you try to keep good hopes that they will. However, if they decide not to, instead of getting frustrated and irritated, you take that as evaluating the situation and the individual and know how to place them, whether to not work with them anymore, or how they are, or I always look for character integrity in individuals that I'm working with. So it kind of gives you an evaluation of who to connect with, who to disconnect with as well. And then when you're dealing even with family members, some will support, some may not support. And you would think that your family would want to be there for you and support. And for the majority of it, they do. But then I do have some situations where personally, they acted crazy. I'm gonna put it that way. And then you have to maintain yourself so you won't get overwhelmed and frustrated and irritated. And whatever issue or situation they have with you, I know that that's their situation, and you have to keep your peace, because what you don't want to do is they're frustrated, you're frustrated, and you're, upset, and then, stressed. And then, you may say something or do something that you don't want to do, but you got to learn to stay in control and keep your peace, and knowing that, all will work out as well. You might have to love them, but love them from a distance. And, and that doesn't take anything away from you, because, different people have different situations of whatever they're going with. And, they may be upset with you and you don't even know why. But you can't let that overwhelm, life, whatever God has given you as far as your vision, your ministry. I love to serve the community, and you just do what God has you to do. Pray for them and keep it moving and keep your peace.
Oh, I completely understand. And you mentioned a little bit about family. And you mentioned how some family will support, some family may not support. I'm gonna go there a little bit. How does that affect you emotionally? Because our family is our family. And emotionally, how does that affect how has it affected you when you may have not received the support that you may have expected?
Right. Well, initially, of course, it's disappointing, because you think they are there, they'll be there, ride or die. And some people are, but then there's just a couple of ones that they, maybe under the surface, may be jealous for whatever reason, or things that happen to them, or maybe you're getting too much attention, and but you just have to remind yourself to put God first in everything you do, and let people be who people are. Still love them, but like sometimes you do have to make sure you just love them from a distance, so you won't get frustrated and be out of character because they acted a fool.
And as far as socially, now I know you said you have to realize and know who's going to be there and who's not. So socially, how do you discern your social circle when trying to, balance those that need to be close and those that you may need to, like you said, love from a distance?
So you would listen to them, listen to what they say, listen to their tones, listen to their conversation, and watch their actions. So they can say, they love and support you, but their actions speak louder than words sometimes. And then, if they'll come around you, you ain't did nothing to them, and they frustrated and irritated, want to fuss, and you like, what is going on with you? And you haven't done anything to them. You just, keep it moving. It's sad. You just say a prayer for them, like whatever issue it is that they have. It ain't got nothing to do with me, Lord. You work on them and work on me too. You know what I'm saying? But it's sad, but it is what it is. You never know what people are thinking, and how they're feeling internally for whatever reason. Even though the surface may look like one thing, internally it may be something different, and it may not be you per se. It's whatever they're dealing with, and whatever their perception, and whatever is in their mind. That they're frustrated with life or whatever. They may take it out on you, and for whatever reason. But you can just watch and discern, listen to what they say, and listen and look at their actions.
Okay. And so from those situations, has that affected your status of living? Like, for instance, like you said, maintaining your peace. Has there ever been a time when you were not able to maintain your peace and it affected the status of life?
Well, I would say it was work in progress. When situations came to fruition, I'm a person that kind of speaks my mind and strong-minded. So it was hard to hold my tongue. So over the process, you learn, like, if it's not your situation and you know that you haven't done anything to upset anybody, versus fussing and fighting with them and going back and forth, you be like, you're not worth it. You know what I'm saying? Because that allows stress, it allows things to happen internally in your body. Some people, may get cancer and all that. It's just like, you know what, I'll forgive you, and I don't know what's going on. I'll pray for you, but I got to keep it moving, and you're not going to stress me out. So I had to learn it over a process, because if they come at me, I'm going back at them. You know what I'm saying? So I had to learn, okay, calm down. Whatever they're going through is whatever they're going through. You know what I'm saying? And they have to deal with that, but don't add to the fire. And that took me a long time to, conclude. But it's also having that relationship with God that gives you that energy and effort and knowledge and wisdom to do that as well. It's like, is that even worth it? It's not worth it. You're not worth the breath that I'm breathing. You're not worth me arguing with you, because it's nonsense most of the time. And so you like, I gotta live my life. We only come through this life one time, and you want to be able to enjoy your life. Situations will be situations, people will be people. But at the end of the day, it's all about you, what you decide to do, whether you're gonna react or respond, and then just give it to God and get that weight off of you, and don't hold on to it, because that stuff can build up.
And that led right into what I was just about to ask. I was just about to ask you, how did you come out and how did you clean it up? Because you mentioned it was a process, and of course, it still is a process.
Yes.
But like, what do you do? I know, of course, you have God, but is there anything particular that you do in order to maintain that peace on a daily basis?
Yes. First, I definitely have to, I put on some inspiration in the morning. There's like the YouTube, and I'll go to it and I'll play something every morning. Like this morning, I was listening to It's All About God's Timing. I love gospel music and I love worship music and I love jazz music. So I will do, something like that to kind of keep my mind going, keep my mind in a positive atmosphere and positive thinking. Because you really have to almost embrace the day and whatever comes, if you start it off right, give it to God and ask Him to give you strength to get through the day. Whatever comes, you'll be able to deal with it a little bit better. So staying focused on, who you are and whose you are, and building that relationship with God will help you get through whatever it is you have to get through throughout, your life and day. I had so many things happen to me in a short period of time, and it was like everything was hitting at the same time. My car acted a fool. I was driving and it just started cutting off. My family, some members in the family was acting a fool, and then I had surgery. I had to have surgery. My body was acting crazy, and it was like all of this is going on at the same time, and I'm like, okay, all right, we're going to deal with this and, keep calm, do what we have to do. I end up having to have surgery, but I'm in the healing process. Somebody's looking at the car. I distanced myself from family members that wanted to, be frustrating or whatever. I blocked them from Facebook. Like, you're not going to stress me out. Yeah, I'm not going to let you do it, because it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So, I do things like that with people in business. If they cannot keep their word the first time, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And then they don't follow through, then they're on my X list. I won't fool with them no more. Okay. I gave them opportunity, and it's okay. There's a lot of people in the world, but people will show you who they are by what they do, what they say, and I have my good days and bad days too. Don't get me on the wrong day, now, granted. But if you know me really good, I have a great heart, and I love people, and I love to serve. So it's just always working process. It's always working process.
And that is awesome. Like all the things that you just say you went through, that sounds like my 2022. Okay. Mm-hmm. So that thing was like bam, 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 bam. Okay, deal with it. Okay. Mm-hmm. So with that, when you were experiencing those multiple trials, if there's a listener out there that is experiencing some of those same types of situations, the way you had to go through it, what advice would you give those listeners to help them come through their mess?
I would say, know that you are important. Know that God loves you. Know that you don't have to take a lot of foolishness. You know what I'm saying? You allow people to respect you, and for whatever reason, if they don't, it's okay to gracefully walk away. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do it ugly. When I blocked them for Facebook, I ain't telling them I was blocking them. I just said, okay, I got you. You won't be seeing nothing I'm doing. You ain't no need to, you know what I'm saying? Trying to figure out what I'm doing, easily blocked. Yep. And when I see them, I speak to them. Ain't no long conversation. It's hello, how you doing? I'm cordial, but I'm not engaged in conversation for what? Yeah. Unless it's something that's very needed, and I just keep on moving my life. You know what I'm saying? It's like you cannot allow people to control that part of your life, because you only live once. You know what I'm saying? And you just have to enjoy life as it is. And people have their own situation. It's a lot going on. And then it did do all of this. I was able to vent and talk to people that was older and mature in God, that was they allowed me to let my hair down. They allowed me to speak my mind, say what I need to say, and then they would be that safe place for me, and then come back and give me some wisdom and me tips. Because, they would say, maybe they're jealous of something. I never thought about that. I'm like, why? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh, but it doesn't make sense. But having those individuals that I could just talk to, relax my mind. They're older, so they understand life. They come through a lot. to give you some wisdom tips and to pray for you. That has helped me a great deal. So when you talk and when you vent, make sure it's somebody that is of knowledge, is of spirit and is of wisdom. That's what I would definitely encourage you to do. Because you got to get it out. You don't want to hold on to that stuff.
Most definitely, but be careful, like you're saying, make sure you are telling it to the right people,
right?
Not just everybody and anybody.
Right. That's right.
That is so true. So, with all of the things that you have going on, tell the listeners if they wanted to get in contact with you or follow you, what are some ways that they can follow you?
All right, so I have a link tree and that has all of my connections. The link tree is linktr.ee/Deloris Williams. So you can go to that link, go to my Facebook. It'll have my download my app. All of those links are on there. Facebook is Divine Connections Marketing. YouTube, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. That is The Divine Connections. I'm also on Instagram at Divine Connections. We also have a website, divineconnectionsmagazine.com as well. And we also have my store. So that's bit.ly/Divine Connection Store. But again, if you go to my link tree, it has all of those links. So that's linktr.ee/Deloris Williams. You'll see all of those connections there as well. And you can also text 336-338-8903 if you want to do an interview or have any questions about anything. And my email is divineconnectionsmagazine@gmail.com.
Awesome. Yeah. And can you tell us a little bit more about Divine Connections?
So Divine Connections, people used to always ask me, who do I know that does whatever service or have this product? And I always had an answer, or I knew somebody who had an answer. And so I figured if at least one person needed that answer, at least 10 other people would need that resource and connection. So I took that as putting it into the platform of a magazine so we could share it even more. And then I grew up singing and going to events. And so I started putting that together, gospel groups, praise dance moms, and vendors, and brought networking and worship together. And that's how I started doing my events as well. So people can see who you are, what you do, enjoy your ministry, and support you as well. Then, of course, with online, it's easy to connect online, of course. So I started doing interviews. I started that a while back and just kind of perfected the systems that I'm using. So I do that from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. So if you're interested and want to share your business or your opportunity, I would love to hear. You can text 336-338-8903. And then I wanted to be on the phones. Everybody has a phone. So then this year I decided to create an app. So you can now go and download the app, Divine Connections Magazine, and you can go to your Play Store for that. And then I'm also building ambassadors on that app. So if you are kingdom minded, if you have integrity, if you have good customer service, a good product, service, organization, follow through, I would love to connect with you, find out more about what you do. And we use our app to encourage people, be a resource to people. We will be the new media. So if you have a church, you can have some of your sermons on there. If you have a business, you can put your links on there, your videos on there. We just network and worship even in that form, and that's by clicking a button. You can also create a profile on there, and then anyone else who has downloaded the app, you can communicate with them, reach out to them, introduce yourself, say, hello, my name is Deloris. I just want to find out a little bit about what you do, and here's what I do. So that's another resource and connection that I will really be pushing this year's ambassadors for the app. And then, of course, to download the app, it is free. So you just go to your Play Store on your phone and connect and download Divine Connections Magazine.
Wow. Yes. I'm just going to say wow. Okay. Now, before we leave and wrap up, do you have any upcoming events that you like our audience to know about?
Absolutely. So this is exciting. It is my 13th magazine anniversary. It's going to be March 25th at 11 a.m. at Beyond Measure Ministries, 904 East Main Street in Haw River, North Carolina. So for this year, I am celebrating men. We're going to have a men's panel talking about mental health, life challenges. We're going to have vendors. We're going to have sponsors. I'm definitely excited about it. My goal is to get at least 100 men in the building, included with everything else. So listen, it's only $10 to attend. You can go to our website at divineconnectionsmagazine.com/events. And I'm also looking for sponsorships. And so sponsors, they can have a table at the event. They will get featured in the magazine for 3 months. They will also get an interview, and they will also be on the app. So if you are looking to be a sponsor and want to support this effort and encourage these men as well and support me as well, I have 4 different options of sponsorship. Please let me know. You can text 336-338-8903 or email divineconnectionsmagazine@gmail.com. I look forward to meeting you there, and stay in prayer with us as we continue to make it happen. Again, that's Saturday, March 25th at 11 a.m. in Haw River, North Carolina.
That's awesome, because it's not just about the women. The men need their mental health checked and challenged and changed and comforted also. That is awesome. Thank you for that. So y'all need to go, show up, support her. Yes, that is amazing. I love the concept of, like you said, people would come to you and ask you about different things that you knew, and you're like, well, hey, they had a need, you feel the need, and you connect people. That is like awesome. Divine connections. It makes so much sense.
Right.
And
absolutely.
Lastly, just are there any last words that you would like to leave with our audience before we get out of here today?
Absolutely. Keep God first and first and foremost in everything you do. Build a relationship with Him. People will come, people will go, but know that God is always with you. He will lead you, He will guide you, and He will connect you. Just, be open to, who are the right people to connect with and who are not the right people to connect with. And just build and grow and network with others, because there's so many things of conversations that I can have with individuals while I am, connecting with them. And then we might have something in common. We might know some, different people. They have a resource that I know that somebody needs, vice versa. So, excuse me. So just stay connected with God, follow Him. Be open to where He's leading you. I know when I was doing events, I don't like to be in front of people, crowds. I like to be in the background. So then when I was doing events, I had to get out in front on stage and introduce myself. So it's always work in progress, and always continue to grow, be open to what God has, and continue to make it happen and be a servant of Christ. That's what it's all about.
Yes, that is what it is all about.
Yes.
And I just want to thank you so much for your time today. Greatly appreciate you being on.
Thank you. I did want to show a little bit of the magazine. I forgot that part, so you guys can see some of the products that we have as well. And also here is the book and the journal. This is a journal. All of these links, again, you guys, are on my link tree /Deloris Williams as well. And then in my store, we have hoodies, we have hats, we have pillows, we have socks, we have jackets. It is phenomenal. So go check it out. And that's the bit.ly/Divine Connection store.
Yes. And I saw those hoodies. I want a hoodie. Those hoodies are really nice. And what I will do, I'll make sure that I have all of your information provided at the end. So everyone, if you want to click and check out all of her information, I promise the hoodies are fire. Like I looked at them.
Yeah. And the jacket's hot too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yes. So check out her store too. But yes, all the information, all the link trees, all the Facebook and the phone numbers, will most definitely give them to you all so that you can have access to Miss Deloris Williams of Divine Connection magazine. So to end today, I just want to leave you with the words that a famous quote that I've read. If you want to stay sad, live in the past. If you want to be anxious and worried, think about the future. But if you want to be happy, focus on the present state and be grateful for the things that you have.
Mm-hmm.
This is Tracy D. Armstrong with your motivational moment and what's your mess. Have a great day, y'all.